Hi everybody. Today I wanted to sort of have a review of all the planners and notebooks that I'm using so far in 2019. I love watching these videos on YouTube. They're really fun to watch to see what people do with each one and how they use them and which ones they've chosen. But it's also actually really kind of, not therapeutic, but it's really kind of, it helps me to make these videos because I can get it clear in my head what I'm doing, for me, if you know what I mean. But I hope you find it interesting as well as me finding it interesting. But as you can see, there's quite a lot going on. And I've just kind of piled these up by format at the moment. So these ones on the right are ring bound. In the middle we've got traveller's notebooks, and on the end I've got 3 Hobonichis. But this one is kind of straddling both piles because this is actually a Hobonichi inside a traveller's notebook. So what I'm going to do, rather than sort of discuss them in great detail all in one go, I'm going to split them up into kind of usage type. And I'm thinking to talk about, firstly, the daily use, planners and notebooks I use daily. And then I'm going to talk about ones that I just pull out for specific tasks. I think that's kind of a logical way to split them in my head. Okay, so I'm going to start with these are my everyday sort of journaling Hobonichis. These are the ones that I, at the end of the day, when we're all in our pyjamas and brushed our teeth and we go upstairs to bed, these are the 2 that I pull out to write down at the end of the day. So these are daily use, and they're dated, obviously, these 2 Hobonichis. Yeah. I need to not witter because otherwise this is going to be a really long video. So what I do this one first. I pull this out. I do just like a straight writing entry. So you can see it's all, and I've actually written every day so far this year. Just kind of writing out what we did. I try not to be too emotional because if I've had a bad day, I'm stressed, it would just be like 500 pages. So it's kind of logging what we did that day. And then what I'm doing on these coming up pages, at the end of month, so this was February, at the end of February I came back and I actually wrote down things like notes to remember for next February. So for example, hay fever started in February in Japan and it was really strong, and I was kind of, I know we get hay fever every year, but I never really kind of paid attention to when it happens, and it would be good next year to know not to open the windows at the start of February because it's when the pollen starts coming in and it's awful. You have to wash your curtains and everything. It's very strong. Anyway, so that's what I'm using that for. When I filled in the daily entry, I then go back to, I can't show you what I've done, but these week's pages, these month pages, I write down like things like when I've changed the bed sheets or when I put new contact lenses in or when I clean the windows, so that I can be like, oops, I haven't done that for 3 weeks, and then I do it again, obviously. These pages I'm using for tracking. Half of it has been monthly cycle tracking. Yeah, stressful, but yeah, monthly cycle because we're trying to get pregnant and not doing very well, disastrously in fact. Half of it's for that, and then the other half is like habits, not having no caffeine, or at least no coffee, caffeine, yoga and walking, vitamins, but I don't really do yoga very much, as you can see. And then this page I simply circle when I've written my daily entry. Because it's taken me, this is the 3rd year I've been doing this, and each year I do more. Last year I did like maybe half of the daily entries. This year so far I've done every single day. Obviously I do some catch-up days if I miss things, but it just sort of gives me a bit of satisfaction, like, oh, I've written every day so far. So that's that one. And then the other one I have, I bought entirely because of blaming Sarah Martinez. Thank you very much. No, I'm happy to watch your video about it because it's one of these things I've been meaning to do for a long time, and I haven't done it until my son's now 4, he's nearly 5, and I wish I'd done this since he was born. So this is Hobonichi 2 weeks for my son, but it's just one of those things where you just don't get around to it, and then you think, wow, there's no point starting now because I missed the first 3 years, but yeah, I just started. So this is for him. So I sometimes put bits in that he's drawn, things that he's done. I was using this monthly page to write down, I asked him, what was your favourite thing today? What was the most fun thing? And I wrote down exactly what he said, like word for word. But he got sick of that. After like 2 months, he was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So then we started doing drawing, and then he started sticking stickers, and then it just tailed off. So I haven't decided what to do for that yet. But the weekly pages, I just write down my favourite memory, like what we did each day. Not what we did each day, what he, like something he does that makes me laugh, or like I think would be a nice memory for him. I write down, if he can read my writing when he's older. If there's some, like a big event, maybe I write more. This time he drew a car for me there. I also write things like books we've read he's been enjoying that week. He sticks stickers in. Sometimes he just comes at me with stickers and whacks them in, which is cute. So those are my 2 dailies. So moving on. These are ones I also use daily, but like if I don't do one day, it doesn't matter. It's not like a daily entry, but I have them with me pretty much daily. So firstly, I have, let's just move that out of the way, sorry. But this is a blue traveller's notebook, and it's the one that I had on Instagram because I basically faded it by leaving it in the sun for like 3 months. So I did like leather conditioner all over it, and it went a lot darker and it looked less sort of parched. And it's kind of changed the colour, but I'm sort of showing it some love at the moment by using it for my Hobonichi weeks. So what I've done, hang on, focus. So what I've done is I wanted to find a way to put my Hobonichi weeks in, and I watched a load of videos of like how people had done it. And in the end, what I did is initially I stuck this pocket here. That's actually a week's, the one you get free. I stuck that there, and then I just shoved like the back cover into that pocket, because I wanted it so that I could take it out easily. I didn't want to put the string, like the elastic through the spine. And then yesterday I was playing around with some washi paper, and there's this really good sturdy washi card, I don't know what you call it. So I decided to make myself like a pocket thing to go in. And so this side has like a half pocket, because I wanted to be able to use the Hobonichi Weeks clear cover because of the pen loop. I really like the pen loop on it. So what I did is I just slid that in there, basically. So it comes up to just below the pen loop. And it means if I want to, I can take it out easily without fiddling around. So that's where my Hobonichi Weeks is living at the moment. I won't show you tons of it because we'll be here all day. That's this week's page. There's a lot of messy pages before that, which is just like any old thing. But that's just this week. And then I'll just show you what I've got at the back very quickly, although I should probably wait to do a Hobonichi Weeks video. But in the notes pages at the back, I'm not using too much. I'm just using things that are specific to this year, so I don't have to copy them out. Things to prepare before my husband comes back for his next visit, because he lives in Mexico, and I'm always thinking, oh, I need to do that before he comes back. And then things to do while he's here. Otherwise, he's gone again, and I'm like, oh, I needed to ask him to do blah-de-blah. And then I have very specific shopping lists for locations. So this is 100 yen shopping list. This is things I need to buy from interior shops, stationery shops, clothing shops, and fabric and sewing shops. And then the only other thing I have is places to take my mum and her husband when they visit, and food to feed them, because my mum's husband has an allergy. And that's it in the back, really. And then in the front, I just shoved a notebook. Well, partly because that would have looked a bit lost in this case, this cover all on its own, but also because I wanted somewhere I could just write without having to feel like it was no specific purpose. So, because in here, obviously, it's all dated, and you have to write things for the date, and you're sort of tied to, I feel like I'm tied to specifically writing one. I'm not making any sense. Start again. In this one, I feel like I have to write things on, certain days, or like I had to do lists on my week pages and things like that. But in this one, I can just write whatever I want. I don't have to use it if I don't want to. So it's all like just a free, kind of freestyle notebook. Okay, moving on, taking so long. Next one. This is my work TN. This is the one I made myself. So this one has 4 strings in it. So I keep things like my business cards, a few stickers. What have I got? This is like this is the free calendar in here. So I haven't filled it in for April, but there's my list of things I need to do. And then next we have 2 Camino notebooks, which fit lovely in traveller's notebooks. So this first one is my stickers notebook, because I'm trying to start a second Etsy shop selling stickers. Not necessarily planner stickers, just stickers and die cuts generally, because I got a new printer and a new cutter for Christmas. I want to kind of experiment making things. So I have things in here to do with stickers, like paper testing the stickers, doing things like little thank you notes to send out when people buy things, like that one. And then here's like a list of sticker ideas. So this is like stickers. This one is just really rough. Notes, scribbles, reference, thoughts. And if I'm out in a cafe and I have a good idea for something to make or do or sell or whatever, just throw it in here. It's not very interesting, just like random things. And then in the back, I'm going to show this in another video, is this really amazing, I think, little book. Who's it by? I don't know who's it by. I'll have to find out. But it's called a passport notebook, but it's smaller than a regular TN. It's just a completely random size. But I really like this because it's all like it's a framework for setting out 5-year goals. Can't focus. Focus. Oh well. So you have like the goal here, or the area you want to work on, and you have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. So you sort of write down what do you want to do in 5 years' time. I want to be doing blah blah blah. So it has all of the, and then it breaks it down into 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year. So each year of that 5 year is then broken down, and then you just get a whole bunch of like notepaper at the back in dot grid. And I just thought that was such a lovely little notebook for 5-year plans. Haven't used it yet because I need to really focus on what I want to put in it. I think I'm worrying because there's only 5 options, and if I put something and then it's the wrong one. Anyway, so that's that one. Anybody still there? I'll just show you these 2. These are 2 weeks notebooks that if I go travelling, I take them with me. One for addresses and one for important information like numbers and phone numbers and membership numbers and travel details. So those, just if I'm travelling, those will get put together in my weeks and they'll go with me that way. Okay, next up is another Hobonichi Weeks cover. Where's that gone? Basically, because I can't resist buying the covers, love them. I've got an MD notebook in here because I don't have another Hobonichi A6. And this is just like, if I'm going out and I'm going to think about maybe doing some sketching or something, I take this one because all my other sketchbooks are large. So this is just a teeny portable sketchbook. So I do drawings in here. And it's kind of like just an experimenting one. So like, I'm not really into collage, I'm not very good at it, but I just had a bunch of papers that I really liked, so I just whacked them down. What else have I got? I was doing some like preparatory drawings for Christmas designs in here. I started doing a Hobonichi challenge, and I think I did 2 days. That was in January. But it's kind of like no pressure, just do whatever I want in here basically until it's finished. So that's that one. It's a quick one, so not every day, but sometimes if I'm going out, I'll take that one. Next one, my gorgeous, I love it, little passport size traveller's notebook. I just love, this is probably the one that I like to feel the most. It's just a perfect size. And I keep thinking, I need an excuse to buy more because it's just an addiction, isn't it, basically? But I haven't got one yet. So this is my household measurements DIY one. So when I'm like buying new furniture or looking for something for the house, like interior stuff, this is the book that goes with me in my bag. So the first book is all lists and measurements, and it's done by area of the house. And I write down at the start of the year or whenever things I want to do to that room, like to get new bookshelves or blah, 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 blah. And then all the measurements go in. So that, because I just find sometimes I'm out in a shop and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that would fit so-and-so. I wonder if that would fit in that space. And then, because I haven't obviously got the measurements, I can't decide whether to buy it or not. But if I have that with me in my bag, it's all good to go, isn't it? Sorry, I'm really rushing this because I'm really conscious of it being really long and because I've got so many notebooks. Okay, calm down. Whew. Right, Traveller's Notebook, regular brown. So this one this is more like a project. We're on to like projects now, things that I don't use every day, but I want to sort of have them because I love them. So this one is my kind of like sewing project book, creative project book thing. So it's got 2 books in it. The first book is obviously you can read objects and projects. This is like things I want to sew for the house. So a while ago I was making Hobonichi covers, and I sold a few of them, but they took so much time and really difficult to sew to get them exactly how I wanted, so I didn't continue that. But it has all my like notes, like every time I made one, these are all prototypes, I'd write notes about it, about what needs to be changed, like the elastic was too short, blah blah blah. But now it also has my things I want to make this year, like ideally these are all the like projects I want to work on, like a new medicine pouch for my handbag, hanging pouches, nice cushions, things like that. I've actually made that one already. I really want to make these like snap closure pouches. I've got a Blythe doll, I want to redo her face. I want to make a Hobonichi Weeks cover. And then when I'm actually sewing them, I use this notebook to write down patterns and things like that. And then this one is for clothing, and I haven't sewn any clothing yet so far. But what I did is I photocopied like the sewing pattern covers and stuck them in the back and wrote down the fabric needed for it. So if I decide to go and buy fabric, I can take this with me and I can be like, oh, that would be nice for this dress pattern, and then I can sort of see how much fabric I need to buy. And then when I actually sew them, I'll write the notes in here. So that's that one. And I don't have any pen holders on these at the moment because I'm really fussy about pen holders. I don't like them when they stick out too far. So I've just been putting these really slim Pilot juice-up pens in because they kind of fit quite snug. Next one, we're nearly at the end, I promise. Next one is, my camera's falling over. Don't fall over. Okay, next one is Filofax Nude in the personal size. I've been wanting one of these for so long, and I finally got one. I'm so glad. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this one is sort of it's not self-care, but it's sort of like I should probably pay more attention to what I look like. Like, I don't really, to be honest. But this is supposed to sort of bring my focus back to like clothes. I mean, I walk around with clothes with holes in quite a lot of the time, which is terrible. And so I'm trying to kind of get back my style, basically, because I used to be into all that kind of thing before having my son, and now I'm like, oh, just be comfortable. But yeah, so I have like, the first section is all like wardrobe plans. I'm trying to sort of work on a capsule wardrobe. So I have like spring, summer, autumn, winter tabs. and I'm just sort of sticking in pictures to Pinterest, like styles that I like by the season. And because it's very hard actually for me to find clothes I like here in Japan, I think I'm going to have to sew quite a lot of these. So I need to combine this with my sewing one really. And I also put in things like, if I buy something and it really does fit me, miraculously fits me, I'm like, oh my god, and I have to buy like 10 of them. But I write down, like, if I get something that fits, I make a note of it basically. I mean, these are actually British tights I had to buy to get over my British bum, which the Japanese ones don't. So I put things in if I need to buy them. Again, footwear, trainers, bags. I'm going so I'm sorry. If you want to see any of these in close-up, leave me a note in the comments, because I don't want this to be too super long. Makeup, and then this is a space for sewing projects. So these are the items I was going to sew. Paper, stickers. Yeah, so as I just sort of flipped through that really quickly because this video is going to be super long. Otherwise, right, next one. We have a Filofax clipbook. This one is for Japanese study, and you can see I've just not done any since the start of February, which is terrible. I need to do more. So I made these ones, dividers. So this is notes, sort of the rough Japanese study notes, vocabulary lists, and then kanji, the characters at the back. So I need to use this more because my Japanese is terrible. Right, we're on the last one, I promise. Last one. Well, two, but one. Because everything in here is going to move into here. This is a kikike I bought second hand because I prefer more neutral colours for covers. And as lovely as this one is, it's really good quality. This is a paper chase one. It's a bit too garish for me really. But this is physical exercise. Trying to get fit. And as you can see, I cut up my Hobonichi cousin to go in here, which kind of I have mixed feelings about. It kind of works, but also kind of doesn't, because they sort of catch with the washi tape on. But if you don't have the washi tape, they're too, like, you have to punch the holes in the actual days. Because sad news, but my Hobonichi cousin is chopped up and I no longer use it. I did buy one last year and I didn't really use it, and then this year I wanted another one anyway to try, and I'm not going to use it, so very sorry if this gives you nightmares, but it's RIP now. So very quickly in here, things like goals, exercises, like goals for my exercise, rewards. So I was trying to tempt myself into exercising with rewards. A couple of sections on specifically running and yoga. And then I was sort of doing like journals. Oh, this is that's a picture my son drew of me doing squats and planks, which I probably did for about 2 weeks and then stopped. So I was doing sort of like monthly, stamping off when I'd done something, but nothing on April. So this was like physical exercise, and then I have a section at the back for mental health, which, even though it's like ridiculously important, is like, I haven't done it. Partially because recently I haven't really needed it so much, which is great, but also because it's not really I don't know, I suppose when you're feeling good, you don't want to think about it. You don't want to think about all those times when you weren't feeling good, so you don't want to go back and write notes or like, anything helpful. So I think probably that's just going to wait until I need it, and then I'll use it as I need it. So as I said, all of that is going to go in there. And then that is it. There they all are, sitting on my chair. Got to put them away now. I hope this video was useful, if only maybe to make myself feel better. Maybe you don't have so many planners, or I don't know, maybe you can relate to it in some way. I hope I didn't talk too fast. but I was trying to sort of get through it because I feel slightly self-conscious about the amount of notebooks I own. Yeah, so I think I'll stop here, keep it as short as I can. As I said, if you want to have a close-up look at any of the other ones, any of like the specific ones, sorry, leave a comment, say which one you want to have a look at, and maybe I can do a sort of a slower, more in-depth video. Okay, right, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye.